Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned to Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, the tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Nile Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars. It's about keeping you rolling, saving you money, giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters to the weird noises to the what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning pit stop for stories, smarts, and a few good laughs. And I'm Nile Motormouth Jenkins, and we're sitting right in the middle of the Motormouth Morning Drive. So thanks for joining us this morning. If you're brand new to the podcast, welcome aboard. We're glad that you're here with us. There's probably a few things that we bring you up to speed to join the crew this morning, so you don't feel like, what? Huh? What are they talking about? Who? Yeah, we don't want you to be dazed and confused. So stay with us. Number one, we can be found on all podcast platforms. So if you want to share us with your friends, wherever they're pulling their podcasts from, or downloading them, or collecting them, we're on podcast, Podbean, Amazon, Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio is our home base. That's where our library is. All our podcasts immediately upload to our YouTube channel every single day. So Monday through Saturday, once the podcasts go live at 8 a.m. each and every morning, you can grab them off of our YouTube channel, Nile Motormouth Jenkins. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. So what you're going to need for this morning, if you're joining us for the first time, if you're parked in the drive-through in the queue, get your order. It's Monday, Tuesday here in Canada. Yesterday being a civic holiday. This is kind of like it's Tuesday, but it's kind of Monday, if you know what I mean. So check on things. People have been shut down for a couple days, if you know what I'm saying. No disrespect. So grab your gear. We're going to have a swiggy in just a moment, and we'll tell you about that as well, newbies. Get yourself a pack of writing sticks. Those are called crayons. We recommend the Crayola ones. They seem to write the best. And a leaf bag, which gives you lots of geography to take notes. But again, if you can't, because you don't have a co-pilot, you can always listen and re-listen to, there's 232 podcasts for you to catch up on. And they're all in our YouTube channel. So that brings us to our biggest drawer in our toolbox is our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. That's where we string together businesses in our region. And what's cool is with the podcast, we could technically bring businesses into our Car Connection Business Network from all over the world. Our podcasts right now are indicating we're in 10 countries right now, and that's exciting because we're out of our backyard here on the south shores of Lake Erie in the Niagara region. And that's more than radio could ever offer, is we're able to reach people completely around this blueberry that we're spinning on. So now we have more ways to watch, listen, and engage. And so our homepage of our website will give you everything that you'd like to follow our build and repair work that we do in the shop here. And it's all basic repairs and maintenance. So if you're interested in keeping your vehicle long term and keeping that engine running and that transmission running for a long time till you're fed up with the car, till you go, you know what, I need a new look. Yeah, you can do that. And then you still have a vehicle that's plenty resaleable to someone else who your vehicle then fits their budget. So that's cool. So you can continue, the car can continue to move on. So you'll learn 5 things always in our YouTube videos about basic fundamentals of vehicle ownership and taking care of its maintenance. You're the caregiver. Where it is, what it is, how it works, how you broke it, And then we're going to teach you how not to break it so you don't end up costing yourself money a second and third time. So that's what our YouTube channel is all about. We're not doing custom hot rods and monster trucks and custom this and that. We're working and focused on teaching you the basic fundamentals of vehicle ownership. That it doesn't matter how old you are, tall, wide, culture you come from, color, language, you don't like pizza or onions or tomatoes, it doesn't matter. You can learn the basic fundamentals of vehicle ownership at any age whatsoever. My pops is going to be 90 in December, and he monitors all his own repairs and maintenance and gets it done. Yeah, and he doesn't have patience for it. It's kind of like, I need an appointment now. Well, we can't get you in. Well, when? Tomorrow? Oh, no, it needs to be done now. He's pretty adamant about that. So, but that's a good thing. That's in a good way, is getting after the repairs and maintenance, because we're going to talk about this morning, the topic I have for you is being car care aware, being in tune with your vehicle. That's our starting point this morning. So we're going to have all our links and everything are there for you in the top right-hand corner of our homepage at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. The short version is ccbusnet.com. So in the top right-hand corner, you'll find the link for our YouTube channel, and there's well over 500 items there for you to peruse with all basic maintenance and repairs for any automobile, any year, make, or model. You'll capture that and see how the job is done, what it is, where it is, how it works, how it breaks, and how you can prevent that from happening again and get on top of that. We have our Instagram, Facebook, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. Those are all our social media platforms. That's where you'll find videos, bloopers, outtakes, and reels that you will not see anywhere else. We have our iHeartRadio icon there, but you can pull us from any podcast platform anywhere on the interwebs. What else do we have there? Our merch store. That's right. We have our merch store for you to grab some Car Connection Motormouth gear, and know that Freedom Expressions manages and handles all of that production for us at Total Freedom Darien Center, New York, right on the campus. So when you order something and pay for it safely online, they make it fresh for you and send it out to you. So we got shirts, we got hats, we got hoodies, we got a couple of new hats up there. We have our official Car Connection beverage mug. We just call it the coffee pot. Yeah, just get yourself one. And all the proceeds, every single penny, goes back to and into the Total Freedom Addiction campuses, Canada and USA. And the campus out in Sydney, Manitoba right now is men only, but they're building up to having the women there as well. So it will be a dual campus. That's pretty exciting. Things are on the move out in Sydney, Manitoba with Rick and Robin, the facilitators there. So stay tuned. If you want to connect with Total Freedom Addiction campuses, you can do that on the homepage of our website. Just click on their link below their logo. It'll open their profile page. From there, you can connect. Same with our program partners and our recommended businesses. You'll see all their logos on the homepage. Just point, click, and it opens their profile page, and you can connect from there. All the pages are set up the same, so navigation is simple. That's what I wanted. And so our website has always been set up simple so that you can find your way through it. There's nothing worse than getting into a website and you just cannot seem to navigate yourself through it. And 2 days later, and you're smelling bad and you're saying, I don't think I can get this done. I need to have a shower. Yeah. Am I the only one that experiences that? Maybe. Well, let's jump into our morning swiggy. And let's say thank you to our certified financial planners, Tony Melly, Larry Teacher, over 50 years experience as fiduciaries. They both work with IG Wealth Management, and they take care of investment portfolios, debt management, estate planning, mortgages, life insurance, critical illness insurance. But most of all, if any of those areas are of concern to you, you need to get that hour and a coffee discovery meeting. I've known these guys over 20 plus years. They are my financial planners the last 20 years, and you're not going to tell them anything they haven't heard before. If you've got investments with the bank, they're not working for you. They're working for themselves, and you need to come to that reality. That's how it works. 3.99% on a GIC is not even worth it. Don't you think? Who's making all the money? That's the question you need to ask. So if you're drowning in debt and you're not the health proxies for 18-year-old kids living at home, yeah, you need to be the Canadian term is medical power of attorney over those 18-year-old kids living under your roof. That means that gives you the authority to conduct the doctors in treatment for your child. So I'll get it out in a minute. Should something happen, moms and dads, you need to be medical powers of attorney. That's the law. They can't take direction from you if you are not. So it's something you really need to look at. So get that hour and a coffee. It's a discovery meeting. Leave your wallet, your purse at home, but you're going to need to lay all the cards on the table. So whether you work with Tony or Larry, it doesn't matter. Both these guys work the same way, and they're going to listen more than speak to figure out where you are and where you want to be and the concerns that you need to take care of. So take advantage of that. They can help you set up a budgeting for your home, what's coming in, what's going out, how it should be divided up, and how to get yourself out of debt as well. So take advantage of that, and let's say thank you, Tony Miele and Larry Tetro, for bringing us our morning swiggy. On 3, 2, 1, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Mine's cold. I had kind of made it really early, too early, and I left it sitting in 2 different places because I'm buzzing around getting everything open, and I forgot about it. That happens, right? Doesn't it? Put a coffee down somewhere, and I know that happens in the shop. Put a coffee down, and you go, I had a coffee. What did I do with it? By the time you find it, it's over. Okay, let's jump into our daily weather. We've had some interesting weather the last number of days. There's been some weather incidences and flooding in and around the St. Catharines, Niagara area. Possibly some up near Waynfleet, I think. I heard there was some flooding up there. These flash flood things are becoming a problem. All right, if you're in the Niagara region, south shores of Lake Erie, here's our forecast for today. Well, we're going to top out at 81 degrees, so it's going to be a warm one. On the rainometer, we have 0 today. Yesterday, in the last 24 hours, we had 0.05 of an inch. And today, you can look forward to 62 degrees now and clear. Wind is making it feel cooler, about 60 degrees. Clear conditions will continue all day today. Temperatures range from 61 to 81, and it's going to feel more like 60 degrees to 85 degrees. So dress for it. If you're out and about or you're on vacation, enjoy your vacation. Take it all in. Relax. Take it easy. Maybe. That's it. Yeah, I said that about yesterday. I took yesterday off. That's my second day off this year. I know. I'm sorry about that. I was just, you know what, been running super hard, and I took the lead from one of the YouTube channels that I enjoy, Bakes on Things, Tap the Maple. If you get a chance, check that out. Chris does a great job. A great job there. And he said, I'm taking Monday off. Everybody's going to be on civic holiday here in Canada. And I thought, I could use a vacation. So I took the day off, but I worked anyway. That's the problem. If I stay around the shop and the homestead, I'm not much of a sitter. I think of things, my mind's constantly churning, and then I get up and go do stuff. So it really wasn't a day off. I worked until about 6:30 last night to get some things ready for the next video shoots, and we've got a new series coming up. And and also for the newbies, Fridays are Fun Fridays, and Saturdays are Q&A. That's 1 hour Q&A session. And if you want to get a question in for Saturday's Q&A, I need it by noon on Friday. So do me a favor, get your questions in by noon. It's motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com or Nile@ccbusnet.com. And you're saying he's talking too fast. My crayon broke. The leaf bag fell on the floor in the car. It's okay. Breathe. I have your back. All the information, connecting information, all our links and platforms and social media, all that stuff. And buymeacoffee.com/Motormouth Nile, Nile. You can donate to this podcast and help us with our expenses. And we would really appreciate it because we're not monetized yet. So 80 to 82 hours a week, we're running hard for several months. We would really appreciate that gesture. Any gift of any size, I'll tell you, from Skippy and I is absolutely respected and utilized to the utmost, and we really appreciate it. Thank you. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because here's how that works, and then we're going to dive into things immediately. You're watching the YouTube videos. You're not subscribed. It doesn't help us. The algorithms are looking to see that, yes, you're watching them, and you're enjoying them, but if you're not subscribed, they don't count. So we're at about 61% of you are enjoying the videos, but you're not subscribed. And if half of you took a moment to do that for Skippy and I, we'd be so blessed by that because that would put us over the top. We're at the halfway mark of our very first 1,000 subscribers, and if half of you at 61% unsubscribed but watching the videos did that, the algorithms would have a puppy, a kitten, and a rabbit, and that would really send us over the top. So if you take that time to do that, that's how the system works. And those are things that both Skippy and I, we can't control that other than the videos we shoot, and we keep them short so that we're not taking up a lot of your time. We much rather you have a 3-part mini series that you can watch while you're having a cup of joe or just relaxing for a few minutes. So we keep you in the forefront all the time, and we're always open to any suggestions for a podcast topic. You can email me, and again, all that information, and I want to let you know right now, I put a lot of automotive tech tips in the description of each description box for the YouTube videos and the podcast. It's worth your while to spend a few minutes reading the descriptions. It will give you more nuggets. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that this morning. And again, if you want to sponsor a program, it's easy. Any donation, any size. You can buy us a coffee, both Skippy and I, at buymeacoffee.com/Motormouth Nile, Nile. That's buymeacoffee.com/Motormouth Nile, Nile. And it's safe. They have all our banking information. Our accountant checked it all out. It's all legit. You can donate any amount, and it comes directly to us. It's instantly deposited into the Car Connection coffers. So thank you very, 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 very much for that. Let's jump into our topic this morning, sponsored by Niagara Block at 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls. Kathy, Dave, and Dan Grimo are the next gen of that business, and they've been building Canada since 1931. They have pavers, patio stones, interlocking bricks, custom blocks. They do it all. So if you're looking to build an addition, you're going to need blocks. They have them. They make them right there. You have your basic cinder block and you have your designer blocks, but they have all that stuff and rebar, angle iron. And if you're looking to beautify your property, whether with walkways, patios, or that outdoor living space, they have all the hardscape landscaping materials you could ask for, including, I don't know what they call them exactly, but they're the pillars you can put your deck on. So they put the post in there, in these look like blocks, but the post goes right in there, and they sit on the deck sits on the ground. They have those too. They make them right there. So I'll find out what the real name is for those. I just call them post holders. That's what they are. So if you don't want to dig holes in your property, you can use the post holders to hold up your deck. So they make those there as well. So if you need a contractor, you need to speak to Kathy Grimo. She has a list of well-known contractors that will design, estimate, and put the plan together to get all those things taken care of you so that you can enjoy your homestead. Let's jump right into it this morning. It's episode 233 today. I've got 5 things for you. The title is Being Car Care Aware. So if you are the caregiver, the car caregiver of your automobile, we need you to be car care aware. That means, number 1, being in tune with your automobile. And I was just talking to a young chap not too far from where I live here. It's just funny how things work out sometimes. My barber was having a look at a vehicle for sale. And he didn't even know that I am a licensed mechanic. This is how this whole thing winds together. Here's how stuff happens. I said, "Oh, you're looking at buying a car." He goes, "Yeah, but it's got some problems." I go, "Like what?" "It needs a motor." I go, "Okay. Can you show me what it is or tell me what it is?" He goes, "Are you a mechanic?" I go, "Yes, I am. Almost 45 years. "Oh, can you help me?" And I said, "I'll do my best for you." I said, "Let's take a look at what you're looking at." And so long story short, I said, the best thing I can do, after he told me what it was, I was looking for a motor, and they're not out there. And I tried all my connections, and there is one, but nobody has any particulars. So you're not going to go through a horrendous amount of work to put a motor in that you have no history on. That is the no-go zone. I won't do it. I'd sooner say I'm out, because that could really open a can of worms. So anyways, I said to him, after doing some research and talking to my guys in my network of used parts, the only motor that was available, really, it fits that car, but it's not. It's not a turbo. It's a non-turbo. So putting a turbo in a non-turbo you can do it, but you're going to need to be a brain surgeon and a rocket scientist to get it done, and money, buckets of it. So anything is doable as long as you have the money to do it. So that one was out of the question. And then the one for $1,000 as is, no mileage, no oil pressure, no compression reading, no history, no nothing. You're going to take a chance on that? No. So I said to him, I need to meet the car and the owner. I need to go and see it, and I need to ask questions. So that connection happened Sunday? No, it wasn't Sunday. It was Monday. Was yesterday Monday? No, it happened over the weekend. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, it was Sunday afternoon. Yes, it was. It was 2:30ish. So anyways, it turns out the car he's looking at is like 3 roads over from where I live, and their relatives live just a few doors down. So I go over, and I wanted to ask questions. Why does it need a motor? What happened? Tell me what happened to the car when everything went awry. And so I got lots of details, nice fella, and I learned a lot of stuff. But what I came away from that was, and I said to him, you did a smart thing there. The vehicle wasn't overheated, but it was acting funny. He said it was starting to jerk, and it's a manual transmission, but he said it wasn't normal. something was going wrong, so I shut it off. There you go. That all falls right in with this morning's conversation. Trust me. He shut it off and got off the road. Then he got out, opened the hood, and noticed all the coolant was gone. The car, the engine wasn't hot. It had not overheated, but the coolant was gone. So he called his wife to grab some antifreeze out of his workshop and bring it to him. Another smart move. That's where number one comes in line. Being in tune with your automobile. And that shows that he's a bit of a car guy and a do-it-yourselfer. And he realized the car's acting abnormally. I need to pull over and get this thing shut down. And the hot light, the idiot light for overheating did not come on. But the vehicle was acting abnormally. So anyways, he finds the coolant's all gone. She brings him the jug of coolant. He topped it right up, and he was not too far from home. He just drove it straight home very gently, backed it in, and shut it off. Smart. And paying attention at the same time to get it tootled home without any further ado, if you know what I'm saying. So I thought I'd share that with you because that falls right in line with what we're talking about this morning. Is it's so important to not just be behind the wheel of the car, but you're being distracted by too many things going on, and you're not in tune with your environment around you, first of all, but you're not even in tune with your vehicle, because that can save you. And now if that young fella had not been paying attention, hey, this thing is kind of herky-jerky, which isn't normal. He said, I knew it wasn't normal. The car was not acting normal. Something was about to happen. And he said, I shut it off right away and coasted off the road. And he was on a secondary road, thank goodness. So that made it easier. But he was in tune. He was paying attention. Because this is where we've seen like a $200 repair go into a $2,000 repair. Now, this particular car, it's going to be an expensive fix no matter how you slice it. If that motor is salvageable, it's still going to be costly. Yeah, about $5,000. I scratched it out when I got home, what that would look like to possibly salvage it. Could be as much as like $4,300, $4,600, and I checked to see what that job would be, and that's a head gasket. That's what let go. So if you're wondering, well, what happened? I heard somebody say that. Well, what happened, Motormouth? Head gasket let go. So we think. So all the coolant, where did it go? It went in the oil pan. So the oil pan looks like a slushy, actually more like a ice cap. Yeah, a cappuccino of some kind, and half-set Jell-O pudding. So it's kind of thick but thin. And so where did the antifreeze go? It went in the base, in the oil pan. So the engine was trying to lock itself up from beneath, under the pistons, because there needs to be an airspace and only so much fluid in there. So when you fill that up, then the pistons start working like a butter churn, and as they go down, they're a cup. Right? They shape like a cup. And you can see this on our YouTube channel because that's what tore apart the 97 Jeep TJ Wrangler was the engine liquid locked. So what happened on that engine was the head gasket went, but the coolant didn't go in the oil pan and it didn't go out the tailpipe. It went in the cylinders. So when the pistons came up, you know, if you ask the Germans, they say they can compress a liquid, but if you ask my science teacher, he would say we can't compress a liquid. Or my instructors at Mohawk College in the motor vehicle department would say we can't compress a liquid, but now, yes, they can. So, anyways, your engine cannot, and that's when things explode. So what happened was his engine was filling up with coolant in the oil pan, and so the airspace above the oil is disappearing and the oil level's getting higher and higher and higher till it's sloshing in there, and the pistons are trying to compress and move too much fluid He was smart enough to shut it off, because will that blow the engine? Yes, it will. It will actually tear the pistons right off the connecting rod. So if that sounds bad, it is extremely bad. But in this case, if the engine's not damaged, it's salvageable. But I even checked at what it would cost, what the job would cost to do a head gasket. Now you got to flush all the engine and oil filter. Everything is full of that slime. That's what it turns out to be, is like half set chocolate milk pudding. You got to get all of that out of there, and it's a mess. So with that said, what does it cost for a cylinder head gasket on that particular vehicle? You're going to do the water pump thermostat. You're going to need to replace some hoses, because they'll be going. It's been sat a year now with the antifreeze motor oil blend in the oil pan, so things are going to degrade a little bit. You're going to do timing chain and tensioners and guides for sure, because that vehicle has a problem with that area, and now it's all covered in slime. So you're going to do some extra work to get this job done right and tight. In Vancouver, it's about $6,000. Yeah. So here in Ontario, you'll be looking about $4,600, because there's a lot of work that has to be done. The labor is like in excess of 25 hours. So do the math on that one. So being in tune with your vehicle and checking on things, having a lookie-see under the hood, all these things add up to just keeping an eye on your automobile. You know, if you say, well, I open the hood, I don't really know much. Sign up for our YouTube channel. Start at the beginning of our videos, and you'll watch all the sequence of what the fluids are, where they are, how you check them, how we test them, how we test a battery, how we test antifreeze. You'll learn all the basics, so when you open the hood, you'll know where your washer fluid is, where your engine oil is, where your transmission oil is, brake fluid, power steering, the whole 9 yards. You'll learn that from videos. That's how easy it is. If you're willing, it's there for you. So checking on things, open the hood, see if there's things that look out of place or abnormal, and don't just dismiss these things. Number 3, listening to your automobile, listening to the heartbeat of your automobile. You know, now, as my music professor would say, if you can't play good, play loud. But if you're in an automobile and you've got the music just a blaring, you have no idea what your vehicle's doing. None. And that's kind of the danger zone, because that's where, as I just mentioned already, that's where a $200 repair can turn into a $2,000 repair or more very, very quickly. Number 3, listen for abnormal noises, grinding, scraping, something that just does not sound right. In fact, we had, from Saturday, we had 3 ladies, 3 different questions that kind of rolled into one another. And thank you again to Julia, Wendy, and Allison for sending your questions in. Backing out of a parking lot, she heard something, and then something was scraping and had to do with a big black thing underneath. Well, guess what that is? The belly pan. But she was in tune with the car. That's the point there. She was listening. You know, she didn't have the radio or MP3 favorite tunages playing at full bore. She was in tune, heard something, felt something, and stopped. Not just drive away. Smart. So listen is number 3 for abnormal noises. Number 4, feel as you're driving. Does the vehicle feel right? Just like this young fella. It didn't feel right. He said it was acting funny, like I didn't have the clutch in, and it's starting to do a little buckaroo, and he shut it off because he realized, even as a do-it-yourselfer, automotive fixer guy, he realized and recognized this car's not behaving normally. shut it down, see what's going on. He opens the hood. He sees the coolant's all gone. Smart. So as you're driving it, you want to be listening and feeling the vibe, not coming from the hi-fi system, feeling the vibe of your vehicle. Are there telltale signs of things, clues that something's up? So you need to have the feel of your automobile. And I'll share this very short story because I got to get out of here and let you get your day started as well. My pops, being a machinist and a tool and die maker, he was in charge of firing up all the machines in the plant, all the presses, everything that's going to be working, making parts. He would go in early, get the compressors going, and he would get all the machines running, and the machines would be running through their test, and he would sit on a stool in a certain area in the plant and listen to the machines running and listen to the compressors. He said, I found a spot where I could hear the vibe of the machines. And he could tell if there was a machine not working right and which one it was and get to it before damage is done. So we need to do the same thing with our vehicle. We're behind the wheels. Let's not be dazed, confused, and just out of touch, out of tune, because you can end up saving yourself a lot of headache, a lot of heartache by catching things before they get to the destruction phase. So don't dismiss, number 5, don't dismiss the telltale signs, the clues that something's up. And don't try and push through it, because this young fella, if he'd have gone any further than what he did to get home, it would have exploded. There would have been pistons coming through the block or through the oil pan. Something would come out of the engine for sure, and it would be all over except the crying at that point. So don't dismiss the signs and the clues that something's up, and don't try and push through it. Oh, I'll just get to the next exit, which is what? Couple of kilometers down the road. That makes a difference right there. The best thing is exactly what he did. Shut it off, coasted off to the side, got the engine shut down. That saved it. It literally saved it. So that's why there is a possibility that motor can be resurrected, but it's going to cost. It's going to cost, and it's going to be a lot of labor. The labor is going to be at least half of the repair. At least half, minimum. All right, your Motormouth Summer Tech Tip number 27 is don't trust that fuel gauge alone. Nile Motormouth Jenkins here with a summer road trip truth. Your fuel gauge might lie. It's true. I have a vehicle that it doesn't tell me the story exactly every time, but it's close. It's not always accurate, especially on older rides. So reset your trip meter after each fill up so you've got a backup. So running out of gas in the middle of nowhere, that's a story you don't want. And I saw that in St. Catharines up on 4th Avenue, one of the busiest spots on the St. Catharines Mountain, I call it, right just before a major intersection. Yeah, out of gas. And I'll tell you, it was convertible. Mama's in the passenger seat as I rolled by. She was not impressed. I'm just saying, fellers. I'm just saying. Well, till tomorrow, make it a great day. It's in the Niagara region. Doesn't look like we have any RAIN on the map, but it's never not a bad idea to just have your umbrella, your Nelly with you. And thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for another Motormouth Morning Drive. Make it a great day. Happy, healthy motoring, friends. Peace, patience, and kindness. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.